Hello everybody, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Lionel and today we will see how to implement in Java one of the most used and well-known design patterns, the singleton pattern. The premise of this pattern is to allow you to be certain a class will have a maximum of one instance running in your program. This instance will then be shared by every component that needs it. First, let's focus on how to implement it. Then we will talk about cases when you might actually want to use this pattern. The implementation is quite simple actually. Let's start with a class that you want to be instantiated only once, which we will call, in our example, singleton for clarity. Now, here are the steps to implement the singleton design pattern for your class. Step 1. You make the default constructor private. Step 2. You add a static private variable of the same class type. In our case, the variable's type will be singleton, and we will call it instance. Step 3. You add a static public method that returns an object of the same type than the class. In our case, the method should return a singleton object. This method does two things. It checks if the instance is null, and if it is, it initializes it. Then it returns the instance. That's actually all there is to it. You now have a working basic singleton pattern. Now, back in our main class, if you wanted to have a singleton instance, you would call the static method getSingleton. By the way, if you don't know what static means, I made a video about this topic which you can check out. Now, the only way for a user to get his hand on a singleton object will be through this getSingleton method. And since the method returns a static member, meaning a member that exists only once in memory, it belongs to the class rather than to an instance, you can be certain that the same unique instance will be used every time, and that there won't ever be more than one running in your program. To demonstrate this, let's add a name variable to the singleton class. Now, in our main method, let's modify our object and set the name to Tom. Now let's create a second singleton variable and print its name attribute. We can see in the console that Tom is printed, meaning that the object referenced by our other singleton variable is the same object as the one referenced by our first singleton variable. Now that we've seen how to implement it, you might wonder why this mechanism could be interesting to use. Well, the main purpose is to use it when you want to restrict the number of instances of a class to one. And it shouldn't happen all that often. Some cases where it can be useful are when dealing with logging and database classes, for example. It is, however, a design pattern that you will frequently get to use in your career, and you now know how it works. Just remember to use it with caution. I really hope I made things clearer. If not, or if you still have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And of course, if it helped, remember to leave a like and subscribe to this channel to be notified of future Java and programming related videos. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.